Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining today for the Better Business Bureau here in Wisconsin is our friend Tiffany Schultz. Tiffany, how are you doing on this fine February?
I'm great. It's good to be back.
It is, and today we're going to be talking about tips for purchasing a video doorbell. Pretty popular thing over the last several years, although maybe it's a little distracting too because, you get the constant dings and or see that somebody's doing. I've got one, and I see a squirrel that keeps going back and forth between the bird feeder, and it's just funny enough that it's just hitting the spectrum, and I keep backing it up a little. Doorbells, what do you know? So what are we talking about here? Purchasing video doorbells.
So these video doorbells are very popular. Probably 9 out of 10 households have them now because it's easy to monitor your house while you're away. But before you buy a doorbell, if you don't have one already, if you're in the market for one, you're going to want to keep a few things in mind because these doorbells are not all the same.
No, they are not. And the first one you say is know your power source. Number one, and it's hard. It's hard to figure this out. I'm 100% saying it's hard to figure this out.
It's really important that you know where your power is coming from. Is your existing doorbell hardwired or battery powered? That is going to be a huge difference in the type of video doorbell that you are looking for. So one of them is interchangeable. You can put a battery powered doorbell on an existing hardwired doorbell, but you cannot do the opposite. So look for that first before you look at any other features of the video doorbell.
Absolutely. And I would say too, like even if you do have the power there, you better verify that the power is enough to power it because those are not all made alike either. So just throwing that out there as a side note, may have found that out the hard way. How about thinking about the video storage? What do you mean there's storage?
Some of these doorbells come with a mini SD card and only hold so much footage, and other ones you can go ahead and purchase some cloud space so that everything that is recorded is gone ahead and it's saved on the cloud. So if you do see that squirrel or that car on your mini SD card, you're probably not going to want to keep that footage because it's going to take up space. But if you have the cloud that you're recording to, that's really not going to take up any additional space. So know your storage capability on the video doorbell.
Yeah, that can add up really quickly, just saying. Also, consider the tech capability. So some doorbells use AI and other features to detect these things, which is cool, but it could be it makes it interesting, I guess.
The AI is great. It can determine if a car is passing by or if it's a squirrel or even a package delivery. And you can set it. What type of footage do you want it to pick up? Do you want it to pick up those cars? Do you want it to pick up the packages? So the AI capability is amazing, but if you don't know what you're working at with, if you it's maybe a little bit too much, maybe it's something that you don't need. So it's definitely a personal preference.
And then thinking about the video quality, so that might not be on the top of the list for purchasing these things, but if something does happen, you want the quality because when that law enforcement person is trying to review it and it's blurry, yikes.
The quality is important. What are you using it for? Are you using it just for the basics and you want to see, when your kids are coming home or if you have packages on the front porch? But if there's an incident and the video is kind of blurry and you can't go ahead and zoom in, is it really worth the cost of the video doorbell where you could upgrade for a little bit less?
Absolutely. Ask yourself if you need audio. Wait, these things can talk?
They certainly can, and some of them will start picking up audio as soon as the person enters the porch area. So again, it goes back to a personal preference. Do you need that audio? What are you using it for? Is it going to be worth the cost of it having audio?
And then the integration of doorbells, certainly they're going to be compatible with multiple devices and stuff, but I think you want to do some research on that, kind of like what is the platform that you use? Is it going to match that, or what are you going to have to learn to use it?
Smart doorbells are smart and they can be connected to your Google Assistant, to your Alexa, to your cell phone. How are you using it? And Jeremy, I know I'm saying a lot personal preferences, but there's a lot of different doorbells out there and it's not one size fits all. And again, with all of this, it comes with a cost too. The more features it has, the more expensive it's going to be.
Yeah, and that kind of leads us into our next area too of protecting it from hackers. So you are creating an account potential. You're going to have to create some type of account, so that add that to the list of your passwords and everything that's out there. You got to be careful with those things, no matter what it is.
We talk about this all the time too, and it's a scammer's opportunity. They know that these people have video doorbells, and just like they can hack into your computer, they can also hack into your video doorbell. So they can steal your password, they can steal your credentials. Make sure that that password on that video doorbell is long and strong.
All right, that's really good. And avoid text scams too. You kind of already mentioned a little bit about it, but always call the official place. Like go to the source. Don't rely on that you got a text message that is probably a scam or an email that like we don't even have that doorbell. What?
These video doorbells do come with tech support, and you want to make sure that you're going to the official website because scammers create websites that look just like the official one and make it their own. So always go to the package that came with your video doorbell. You're going to have instructions, or make sure you are on the correct site when you're looking up a customer support phone number.
Yeah, it wouldn't be so good if you gave that information out and they're spying on you through your doorbell or hacked your information. Doesn't sound like a good thing. All right, Tiffany, if people want to learn more about this or any, purchasing in general of technologies can be complicated. I think these kind of fall in those parameters of what to look for when you're purchasing technology. How can they learn more about that?
Head on over to bbb.org. We have a library of topics, including more information on the topic that we just talked about.
Yeah, I think the doorbell thing is really cool, and especially because we get more packages now, and as you had mentioned, and it's just that added benefit of security. You want to protect your assets that you have, so it's kind of an easy way of doing it. And I just had a thing pop up just now with the doorbell, kind of funny. All right, Tiffany, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk soon.
Thanks for having me.